Hi, this is Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. This is the next episode, I lost track, 4. Episode 4 of our 4x4 Familiar Flowers Junk Journal Kit. And we are going to be doing corner tuck spots today. So with the corner tuck spots, if you purchase this kit to craft along with me, you have 3 squares. They may be patterns, they may be solids, they may be a combination of the two. And I'm going to show you a couple techniques for making corner tuck spots, and then we are going to adhere them into our journal. And this is how far we've gotten. We've made our fabric clips, we've put our pages in, our closure, we've decorated it. Okay, so you're going to take your squares, and the first thing we're going to do is the triangle corner tuck. Super easy. You can use a paper cutter or just a pair of scissors, and you're going to choose one corner of the square and cut all the way to the next corner of the square to make 2 triangles. So here you go, 2 triangles, and you can adhere them and then tuck something into them. So I like to take some ink, and here I just have a dark green ink pad. This is like an off-brand, but it actually works pretty good. It doesn't last all that long, but they work pretty well. And then I just going to ink the edges up so that they look finished. And then we are going to adhere them into the journal. So the way I do that, and the way we're going to do it for this book, is find a page, and you're going to make a right triangle, and you're going to glue along this edge and this edge so that this long end, sorry I wasn't in frame, you can tuck a tag or a journal card. You got a bunch of journal cards in your kit, different colors, and we're going to be decorating those in another episode, but you'll be able to slip a journal card right in there. So I'm going to use the Tombow Mono liquid glue because this is the closest liquid glue to my favorite hot glue, and it will probably work the best for this, but hot glue is usually my first choice. So you're going to glue along the vertical and the horizontal side, leaving the longest side with no glue. Press it down. And then we're going to let it dry before we try to tuck anything into it. Okay, so now we've also have this other side. See, it will go on this side, but I'm not going to put it directly across from this. I'm going to find another page further on, and then again, leaving the longest side without glue, I'm going to glue the other 2 sides and press it down. Okay. Then we're going to go back to our squares. The next thing that we are going to do is just round one of the corners. So I have my corner rounder. This is a Crop-A-Dile corner rounder, corner chomper, but you don't have to use this brand. Any corner rounder is fine. And I'm just going to round one of the corners so it looks like this. And then I'm going to ink the edge to finish it off. And we're going to grab our little book, find a page, any page. Okay. And that's how it's going to go. And we're going to glue here and here just like we did on the other one, but leave the corner open so we can tuck. These are just simple varieties most of you have seen, but if you're just starting out or you like to hear someone else explain it or whatever, I just like to go over how basic and simple things, either for review or for those who are new. And when we do our vintage music one in January, I'll be teaching different things. So I'm not going to be going over this over and over again for all the other journals. I just want to make sure I stay simple enough here. Okay, so for your third one, there's lots of things you can do, but now I'm thinking, okay, so what we're going to do is bend one of the corners back to make that little triangle, and we're going to glue it down. This works really, really well if you have double-sided cardstock, but even the white is pretty in the contrast here. And then I'm just going to ink it. And of course, you don't have to do all these variations. If there's one of the variations that you like better, you can just, and you're going to glue this end and this end, just do all with that one variation. Okay, and then we can tuck in there. Then, since these are pretty well glued. We're not going to do our journaling cards yet, but we are going to grab one of our familiar flowers pages and find something we like this one right here. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of rip, or you could fussy cut, part of this flower out. So for this journal, we are not using any sewing machine. But of course, if you know how to use a sewing machine and you're used to sewing with the journal, then by all means you can do that. And I normally do, but I'm trying to do a simple basic in case you don't have a sewing machine. If you have a sewing machine, you're used to doing this, you're going to know, how to do that. And I might show some of that stuff in future videos, but not in this one. Okay, so I just kind of inked out a little flower, and if I actually have some of this dictionary paper left, so I'm going to just tear out a little piece here and just kind of collage onto the tuck spot to add character and texture and depth. There we go. So that is really cute, and we will decorate these later on, as you can see. Tuck right in there, super cute. So this one's done. We don't have to decorate all of them, but let's see. I'm going to go ahead and decorate this one, and I'm going to look at my flowers, and I think these ones are delicate and pretty, and they would coordinate. You may or may not have the same flowers that I do, because they're 2 different sets or 4 different full pages, and you only got 2 pages. So some of you will have the same ones I do, and some of you will have separate ones. And then I'm going to just, again, ink the edges. And this is not a necessary step. I just like how it looks. And then I'm going to glue. Oh, and I want a little bit of this. Leave that glue side up so I can rip a piece of this off. And there we go. There we go. And so there's another little tuck spot. And you can do that to all of them or just a couple. I hope that gave you some wonderful ideas for the journal. I'm going to leave the corner ones just plain like this because I like the pattern on mine. But if you have a solid one and you want to add some flowers to it, by all means go right ahead. So I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for crafting with me.